What I love about this project from a scientific point of view is it really allows students to do testing and retesting, hypothesizing, and making their device more and more efficient, because you can give every one of your groups in the classroom the materials. They can have their own hair dryer, and they can change the shapes of the blades. They can change the number of blades. They can change the angle of the blades as many times as they want, and test and test and test until you're ready to have them do a demonstration for the entire class. So this is real science. The first one isn't usually the best. So if you would like to know more about this and you would like to try it in your classroom, part 2 of this video will show you how to actually make these pieces that you will need and put it all together into a kit that you can use every year. Thank you for watching. Here are all the materials you would need for this project. Kite string, masking tape, plastic cup where I've melted holes on both sides, a pocket full of pennies, a 12-inch dowel that is 5/16 of an inch in diameter, 8 smaller pieces that are about 1.5 inches and the same diameter, 5/16, 2 blocks of wood with a larger hole than 5/16 so you can get an easy spin in here, scissors, and a file folder. That's it. I tried to make the assembly of this project very portable, not a lot of weight, not a lot of pieces. These 2 pieces of wood will allow this axle to spin freely through these holes. Now we want to take the 1 piece of wood and we're going to tape it down here, and the other piece of wood we're going to tape it down in the back. This one will need more tape because the leverage will teeter-totter this one forward, so we want to have this one adhered to. I'm going to do this off screen. Notice how I have tape running the full length of this piece of wood on front and back, and the same way in the front, and that gives a lot of area adhesion. I want all my blades to be the same shape and size, so I'm just going to take a felt tip pin and pull an arc. And then I'm going to take and cut this out after folding it down the center, and that will give me a symmetrical cut. Now that it's folded, I'll cut through both halves at the same time and I'll get perfect symmetry. And when I'm done with this, I now have a pattern that I can use to duplicate it as many times as I want. And I'll do that off camera. Now take a scissors and nip off the bottom of each blade and make it square. Notice I made 4 large ones and 4 small ones. In this activity you can make any configuration, any shape you want, and any number, as long as it's not greater than 8. Here are the blades that have been squared off and the bottom removed. Take each blade and slip the square part of the blade into the pre-cut slit in the wood. Take a 3/4 inch piece of tape and put it over the wooden dowel and make it secure to the blade on front and back. Now take the fan blades and push them into the holes, and you can put them in any pattern you want or any angle you would like. Now remind your students to have every fan blade angled in the same direction, or the fan will fight itself. Now we take the axle and run it into the hole that's drilled at the same diameter on the back side and run it through the holders. Tie a string through the two holes on the top of the cup. Tie another section of string that's about 36 inches long through that handle at the top of the cup. Now place a heavy object behind the protruding axle so it can't go out the back. Tape the string onto the axle and get it down good and tight. We're ready for testing. I like to leave a little bit of slack in the string so it has a running start at lifting. I'm going to go ahead and I take a hair dryer. I'm about 3 feet away. The teacher will determine what distance is the best for this. And let's see how it lifts an empty cup. Now I'm going to pour 10 pennies in here, and these will be our test material, and lower it down and see if we still get a good lift with all that weight in there. Here we go. Well, here's the materials you'll need for this project. First, I got this 2-inch diameter dowel. It's 4 feet long and cost me $10.98. And then I got these dowels. They're 4 feet long and they are 5/16 of an inch in diameter. And then I got this piece of wood. It's 1.5 by 3/4 inch by about 8 feet. And it was relatively inexpensive, $2.02. You can use other materials if you wish. I'm clamping in place a stop block at exactly 1 inch for making the cut of my 2-inch dowel that you see in the background. So when I do this, notice I'm gripping very tightly. You don't want it to spin while you hit the blade. And it cuts through just like butter. I love these bandsaws. And when I'm done, you can see I have my perfect little 2-inch disc. Fortunately, I have a marking gauge that finds the center of circles. So I can just place this on here, take a pencil and scribe it across, and then spin it around a little bit more and watch where it all intersects, and that's the exact center. I've set the depth to stop about halfway through the material. I was trying to figure out how am I going to chop this circle into 8 parts to drill holes on the edge. I was working with mathematics and compasses and rulers, and then I thought, why don't I just go to Google and ask for a circle cut into 8 parts? And then, voila, here it is. Bam, perfect. Now I simply take my paper pattern, a little bit of blue tape, stick it on the back, stick it down, and then reach for a straight edge. And that could be anything, but I have these little 3, 2, 1 blocks, and I can just scribe it like that all the way around, and I got my places to drill. Now I have a preset depth on here. I have this vise locked in And so all I have to do when I'm drilling my next hole is rotate and drill. Now I'm going to take my dowel and push it all the way into the hole, and then I'm going to come out 1 inch, and that's the measurement I want for my spokes. I have a stop block right here, and I can push my dowel right up next to it, get some power on, and I will cut the exact measurement, and I can duplicate it many, many times. I have to cut about 130 of these. Notice what I've done. I drilled a hole through this the same diameter as these little pegs, 5/16, cut it in half. I have this guide here. I have a stop set with a spring clamp here, another stop set here. So then I simply take these little pegs, put them underneath here, get them in a position like that. Now I'll take the same rod material, measure it to 12 inches, and cut right through with a bandsaw. I now have a piece of the pine wood, and I measured it at 3 inches and put another stop block, and then I will cut 4 of these for each setup. Needing to find the center of these little blocks, I'll take my ruler and just scribe crisscrosses from corner to corner, and that will give me the center of each block. Well, here you go. We got supplies for 2 classes with groups of 4, and we have 17 different stations here. I think I'm going to make an 18th before I get done. We have all the materials pre-cut. These can be easily placed in a Ziploc bag, zipped shut, put in a bin, and brought out every year. So for less than $20, you've taken care of 2 classes, and if you want to share with other classes, even more, where they can do this activity again and again. The kids, I guarantee you, will love this, because when they do this activity, without any teacher guidance, you just give them a challenge. Let's see who can lift the greatest number of pennies and make the most efficient sand to catch air. And with that, they have 4 different variables they can work with. They can work with the shape of the fan, the angle of the fan, the size of the fan, and the number of fan blades they want to use. So there's so many variables there, they can go crazy on this activity. Thank you for watching, and make sure to look below the activity. I have a Word document there that you can edit and change as you see needed to help you with classroom experiment. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.